So now I'm going to make goujons of lemon sole and serve them with tartar sauce. And I would tend to do these as a first course for a sort of dinner party, or as what I like to call nibbles. In other words, I cook a whole tray of them and hand them round at drinks parties. In terms of people's love of fish dishes, this is right at the top. Everybody loves a good goujon. And I can only say that I think lemon sole, or if you're in Australia, flathead, are the two fish for goujons. So first of all, let me begin by just slicing my fillets of lemon sole into goujon shapes. And goujon, the French word is goujon, the English word is gudgeon. And a gudgeon is a small river fish about the size of your finger. So the reason they're called goujons is you're going to cut your fillets into gudgeon size pieces like that. Now, one of the things that I love about goujons is the flour, egg and breadcrumbs they're coated in. It just gives them a lovely crunchy richness. There we go. And just to be on the safe side, when I come to fry these, I'm going to do them in 2 batches so that there's no chance of the frying oil losing too much temperature. There they are. There's my little gudgeons. You can imagine swimming through the river. I'm just going to get a little bit of salt now. Always, if I'm flour, egging and breadcrumbing anything, I always like to season whatever I'm frying rather than put the seasoning in the flour. But that can all then go into the flour. Just work that over a little bit. And now the next thing is the eggs. I've got a couple of eggs. I'm just going to beat those up a little bit. And one sort of tip about flour, egging and breadcrumbing anything is when you get to do the egging bit, put everything in at the same time. Don't sort of go back and do more, because you'll find you've got egg everywhere after a while. So there we go, there's my egg. So now I'm just going to beat these a little bit to break off, get off the excess flour. One of the best dishes, as I was saying, for sort of cocktail parties, but just a word of advice. If you're getting involved in the cocktail party yourself, don't deep fry your goujons, because you get yourself in a right old mess and you get all kinds of panicky. Get somebody else to do it. There we go, all ready to go into my breadcrumbs. And the breadcrumbs here are called panko. They're a Japanese breadcrumb which make anything fried in them very crisp, because the breadcrumbs are baked for a long time in an oven, commercially this is, which means that they dry out and retain their crispness when you fry them. There we go. So over we go, turn those all over in the breadcrumbs. Might just get a few more breadcrumbs wherever they are. I don't know if you suffer from this, but if you put something right in front of your nose, you never see it. There we are, that's best. They're all fluffy already. And now to fry them. A little tip I've learnt over many years of frying things is it's a great idea if you don't have a friture, in other words an electric fryer, you're just using a pan like I am, then get yourself a temperature probe, because you do need to make sure that the oil is the right temperature when you go to fry them. So there's my temperature probe. I've only got it on 2 now. Probably goes up to 11. Sorry, I've cracked that joke from Spinal Tap before. We're on 131. I need it to get up to about 180 because I want to fry these things very quickly. So I'll put that up to 9. I'll be fine. Right. Just move slowly over. Get the goujons. Find my fish slice. Make sure I've got a bit of kitchen paper, and in we go, probably in 2 batches. And you can see how hot that oil is, because as soon as you drop the goujons in there, they're already starting to fry quite briskly. They're only going to take about literally 45 seconds to a minute to cook. Don't try and get a sort of really deep brown on them. You just want them to be almost a mellow yellow, just a bit turning to brown, because they'll taste so much better then. So just have a look at them, see how quickly they're frying. That to me is perfection in a goujon. You don't want it any darker than that. And look how crisp they are. Just waiting to be dunked into delicious tartar sauce. See, the last one I left almost beginning to get too brown. And now for the second batch. In we go. So they begin to colour up so quickly. You don't need to throw the oil away after you've done something like this. You can pour it back into the bottle when it's cooled down, of course. But don't even think about using it for something else. The other day I made some mayo with, because I'm a bit mean, I made some mayo with some sunflower oil that I'd use for frying. Do you know what? It's a waste of time because you could just taste it. Whenever you tasted the mayo, you could taste it being used for frying. And I just thought, well, surely just one fry would be all right, but not a bit of it. It was not all right. There we go, that is done. And now we'll serve it up. I mean, everybody likes fried fish, but I just think, you know, this is the best fried fish going. So, have a little bit of sprinkle. Don't put too much on there because you don't want to ruin the crispness. And then I think, well, just try. Do you know, lemon sole, I love you.